Hello everyone, Simplified Education welcomes you all. Today we are going to discuss the most important multiple choice questions on research aptitude. This is going to be our fifth MCQ lecture and here we are going to cover the various topics of the research aptitude. It is useful for UGC NET and SET exam paper 1 unit 2. You can join our Telegram channel and Facebook page Simplified Education with the link given below into the description box. And if you understand my teaching, please subscribe my channel so that you will be notified with my upcoming videos. Let us start with the questions. Question number 1. Research paper is a brief report of the research work based on primary data only, secondary data, primary and secondary both, and none of the above. See, whenever the researcher is undergoing his research work, he is using the information at two steps, that is at the time of data collection and at the time of review of the literature. So we cannot strictly say that he is collecting the data either from the primary data source or from the secondary data source. Even if at the time of data collection he is using the one data source, that is primary data source suppose, but at the time of review of literature he is using the another author's information, so that is coming into the secondary data. So our correct answer is primary and secondary data both. Okay, so this was the question number 1. Question number 2. Control group condition is applied in survey research, historical research, experimental research, and descriptive research. As we know that this control group condition we are using at the time of only experimental research, neither in the historical survey or in the descriptive research. Now what is the meaning of that control group condition? The researcher is making the two kinds of the variable. One is independent variable and another is the dependent variable. An independent variable he is going to manage by his own, and dependent variable we are going to calculate the observations which we are getting from the dependent variable, and from that observations we are making the interpretation. So this control group condition, it is used into the experimental research. Question number 3. Formation of the hypothesis may not be required in. Means out of these 4, at which research method we are not having the need of the hypothesis? That is survey method, historical method, experimental, or the none of the above. See, at the time of experimental, hypothesis must be there because we are going to set up the hypothesis and according to that we are going to carry out the experiment. So in the case of experiment, hypothesis is there. In the case of survey method also there is a need of hypothesis. Means at the starting the researcher is going to make some kind of assumptions and after that he is going to carry out his process. But at the time of historical method, historical research means what? It is the study of the past event. So whenever we are going to study just past event and from that we are going to make the report, there is no need of the hypothesis. So at the time of historical method there is no need of hypothesis. So our answer is B. Question number 4. The depth of any research can be judged by A. Title of the research. See, from the title of the research the reader will get the idea that what kind of research work is done, but from that we cannot exactly judge the depth of the research. B. Objectives of the research. Yes, after reading the objectives of the research we can come to the exact depth of the research. Means whatever is the coverage area, that coverage area idea will be getting from the objectives of the research. So that will give us the idea about the depth of the research. Let us see the C and D option. Total expenditures of the research. See, from the expenditure, how much expenditure is done on the research, that is not going to tell us the depth of the research. It depends on the various factors, that what kind of tools are used, what kind of machineries are used. So that is not going to give the idea about the depth. And D, that is duration of the research. Duration also depends on the variable factors. It depends on the researcher's speed, what kind of study he is doing, but that is not going to tell us the depth of the research. So our correct answer is B, that is objectives of the research. Question number 5. all the followings are the true statements about the action research except, means from these four statements which is not true for the action research, that we are going to find out. A, data is systematically analyzed. Yes, this is 100% correct for the action research, even for the various research also. Then B, data is collected systematically. Yes, this is also true for the action research. C, results are generalizable. Yes, this is not correct for the action research, because there is a limited area of the action research. Action research means what? We are going to select the specific problem and we are going to work out on that. So from that specific problem analysis, whatever results we are getting, that cannot be generalizable on the universal ground. We can be improve the practice, means whatever target area problem we have selected for the action research, that can be applied to the similar other problems and we can improve the practice, but results are not generalizable. So this statement is not true for the action research. Question number 6. References serves the purpose of. What is the meaning of references? When the researcher is giving the references, he is giving that credit to the original author, and from that we are going to improve the authenticity of our research work, means whatever information we are writing, that is completely authentic and ultimately is going to improve the quality of the research. Let us see the options. Lending authenticity to the given content. Yes, it is the purpose of the references. B, insight decision making. This is not the purpose of the references. Giving ornamental value to the research. This is also not the more preferable purpose of the references. And exhibiting the great achievement. No, this is also not correct. So which is the correct answer? Lending authenticity to the given content. Question number 7. Participation in which type of research has a great potential for ensuring the improvement for the professional and the work situation? Means from which kind of research is going to give the improvement for the professional and the work situation? Fundamental research, applied research, action research and evaluative research. Always remember, whenever there are words like professional or the work situation, it comes to the action research, because action research is working on the limited area. Means here we are going to select the particular specific problem and we are going to deal with that. In all other researches, there is a wide coverage area. So action research is going to give you the improvement for the professional and the work situation. Question number 8. A systematic study towards the greater knowledge or the understanding fundamental aspects of the phenomena. A, basic research. B, pure research. Applied research, or both A and B. See, systematic study towards the greater knowledge means the researcher is carrying out the process of research just for the knowledge sake or the understanding fundamental aspects. Means it is going to lead to the development of the theory, principle or the laws. So this kind of research we are going to call it as a basic research or the pure research or the applied research. Not applied research, basic research, pure research or the fundamental research. So basic and pure, they are one and the same. So our correct answer is both A and B. Applied is different. Basic, pure and fundamental, one and the same. Question number 9. Hypothesis cannot be stated in. Means in which format we cannot state the hypothesis. First, that is null and question form terms. Yes, we are going to set the null hypothesis and the question form and we are going to make the study. In the declarative form, yes, hypothesis can be stated into the declarative form, even into the directional form. If we have studied the types of hypothesis, all these are the types of the hypothesis. except general terms, means hypothesis cannot be stated into the general terms. It has to be stated into any challenge form or the question format. It cannot be stated into the normal general terms. Okay. Then question number 10. The review of the related study is important while undertaking a research because first, it avoids the repetition or the duplication. Second, it helps in understanding the gaps. It helps the researcher that not to draw the logical conclusions and all of the above. See, whenever the review of related study means review of literature is done, what is the purpose of it? We are going to get the complete idea about the other author's work, means what other literature has already done related to that topic, means it avoids the repetition or the duplication. This is the foremost purpose we are going to serve. Then second, it helps in understanding the gaps. This is also very much important, means that researcher should understand the exact gap. Whenever he is going to put up that topic in front of his mentor, he should be able to explain the gaps, means yes, this much work is done prior to this prior from this review of literature, and they have solved such kind of questions, and yes, this kind of question is not solved so far, so I am going to select this topic. That is called as understanding the gaps, means whichever gaps are there, researcher should be going to exactly identify that gaps. That's why review of related study is important. And C, it helps the researcher that not to draw the logical conclusions, means unless and until he is going to carry out his research work, let us not jump to the conclusion directly with the help of logic. Okay, first we are going to carry out the process, and after that we are going to make the interpretation. So all of the above is correct answer, means A, B, C, these are the three aims for the study of review of literature. Okay, so these are the 10 questions we have seen based on the research aptitude. You are going to tell me how many questions you have got correct out of 10. For watching this video. If you have any question, you can ask into the comment box. Into the next video, we will be dealing with the another unit of UGC NET paper 1. We have completed our unit number 2, that is research aptitude. Okay, till then stay with us.